so we can see it was September 1st he was saying all this crap.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so he's trying to really cover up because I'm quite sure he knows people know from what you're saying. I'm not gonna play the video,
Right.
but I'm just gonna show you what you can see now. It was September 1st, and he was talking about basically eating holistically and basically saying how black people are getting diseases from eating animal products, and
From
if
him.
they right thank you. And it's almost like he it was after you came out and said about you getting something from him.
Hmm.
He wants to get on there and teach a class, like trying to downplay that you're walking around with something.
Exactly. Well, he
You know
got
what
the
I'm saying?
okay. When I was talking to him, I know that he got the okay from the Gagged theory, or I don't know what you call that group, to teach classes. Like he had to get the okay from
You see
somebody.
it? That's the girl right there. You know who I'm talking about now?
Okay, yeah, I remember her. I
Yeah,
remember.
he's been with her off and on for years. Cause I remember when I first started doing Nature Boy commentary, she was in the picture. They used to live together. Just him and her. Wasn't nobody else. Just
That,
him and her. And yeah, she had hair on her head and she shaved it all off.
probably because he
But
stressed. But that poor thing. Like
hmm but yeah, that was on September 1st. Let me get them out of here. But
that's what happened when you put more trust in a man than your intuition.
exactly. Exactly.
And I did the same thing. Like I kept on fighting my intuition when it came to him. Like, okay, he didn't just ask to actually how many bank accounts I have and how much like he really just didn't do that on the third date of me knowing him.
Right.
Right.
I just I still can't get over him trying to make you the designator of the taking care of his grandmother and the kids.
I
Like,
naturally do that. I naturally do that. Like if there's
and that's a good thing. But the thing is when you just meet a woman, you don't sit there and have them taking care of your kids and your elderly grandmother, because
correct.
you just don't know what people's past is. I'm not saying nothing about you having a
No,
past, but
no. I'm just saying
you would be
like
the same way with your peoples.
because I mean, so anything could happen. You don't know me that well. So I
You
definitely
don't know me.
I definitely get it. You didn't know
Yeah,
me
so
on a page.
yeah, it's crazy. And I'm just telling, it's just real spooky because I can see why Nature Boy and Gargett friends, and he's a supporter of Nature Boys because they both think alike.
And I kept on asking him those questions like, I don't see why y'all friends because you don't act like him. You're very respectful. You're a gentleman. I see a lot of love in you, but no, it was manipulation.
Yeah, and little did you know he's just like him. That's why they get
Just
along. That's why he can understand
he
them.
looks matter
That's
of fact,
why he
he looks
defends
up.
them.
That's what
Yep.
I he really looks up to him because certain things when I see old videos of him and Nature Boy talking, he looks at him like that's his God also.
Yeah,
Like
that's where he got the immortal from. All them
mhm,
different names in front of the God get, because at one point in time, Nature Boy had immortal. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying, on the front of his name. Now all of a sudden he got it. So he just, I guess, kept his. But yeah, to me, he wants to be so bad like Nature Boy, and Nature Boy right now ain't nothing to be like, because
exactly.
Nature Boy is just before everybody's eyes, destroying his chance to even getting out of jail. He then took over the jail, in
He
his
tried.
unit.
He tried. That might have been up front. Like somebody probably donated some money and them prisons
No, he
are
he
home.
got a tribe inside of the prison.
I think that was fake. I think it was
You
all
think it was?
like he paid them oodles and noodles in order to get that
You
loyalty.
think so?
Yes.
She said, I think she paid oodles and
And it
noodles.
probably he was or he might have been whoring himself again. Different perception.
Right.
And
Yeah, yeah.
he's having a fabulous time. Best
Right.
life.
Right. But you know what though? It's still being recorded, and they're still out here, the local authorities taking in more evidence. So
Exactly.
even if it was a setup to get us all riled up, and back interested in what he's doing, even though he's in jail, it's just not looking good for his case. For why
That,
would you
that,
even want to mock something like that? You were recording criminal behavior,
that part.
being abusive to women, um doing sex
Un-
acts with women. It's just I don't get
and
how
call
you
it and
record all
have
that.
the nerve to call it education.
Education. They all call it education because Gargett was trying to do some education on the September 1st, but what he was doing was he was trying to get people's minds off of what was going on with the situation. When you went on that live and said what you said, trust and believe everybody's seen it. And whoever didn't see it, it all gets out by word of mouth.
Oh yeah, because like the week later he had more followers than ever.
Oh, really?
And he keeps on saying I'm chasing clout. I don't make money off of this. I work every day just like everybody else. I'm
Wait a
just
minute, wait a minute.
spreading
You
awareness.
talked to him? You had talked to him?
No, he was when he was talking about me, because I
Oh,
go
okay,
on
okay.
his lives to see what he's talking about it, and when it's crap and when he's scheming people. Like recently, he mentioned about giving $100 to a single mother, but he wanted everybody to send in $10. So you're
Oh,
just gonna give her
that's a
100.
hustle. Right, because you never right, because when you get to that 100, are you gonna tell really that you got to the 100? You don't need any more.
That
He
part,
gets
right?
that from Nature Boy,
It,
because
it,
that's a good hustle. That's
is
a
it?
good hustle.
Because I
It
saw right through it. Is it?
No, listen, I'm saying it's a good hustle because if somebody goes for that and they send in $100, I mean
Hmm.
$10 to get him to 100 so he can give it away to a single mother, he could get about $1,000.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
people will
To
be
give a woman $100 for
just
groceries.
give her $100 and keep 900. Yeah, Nature Boy been doing that for years. I'm telling you, I bet you he got that from Nature Boy too.
He get everything. I really believe he thought he was going to be the new Nature Boy.
When you think when Nature Boy got locked up.
I think he gave
Mm,
him the rings, as we put it, to be
right,
the Nature Boy. But what's his name? True wasn't having that. Not is it so? No, Solar wasn't having that.
right, because he's trying to be the new
Right.
Velvet and Nature Boy. You know him and
Place. He wasn't
Neytiri.
okay with that. That's what he probably mad. Like who? Who? He's gonna be the new Nature Boy? No, I deserve it.
Right, right. And then I'm wondering too, talking about that. I'm wondering, is Neytiri really pregnant, or is that a little?
I really hope not.
I hope not either.
Only because I fear for the baby, and the baby's father. Like
Because he goes both ways.
exactly
Mm-hmm.
what he learned, and he might think it's okay. Like Nature Boy thought it was okay to talk about his daughter by Velvet was going to be his new wife. I saw
Yeah,
that.
which is ugh.
The P
That
word,
is,
exactly.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of his, trainees or whatever. So I'm hoping that Solar doesn't think the same way.
I think that he does. I think that he's dry snitching right now because he wants Nature Boy to stay in jail. But that's because he wants to be able to everything he learned sitting around Nature Boy. He
Hmm.
wants to be able to think that he's gonna take on the reins and be Nature Boy and do little slick stuff like Nature Boy and have an audience like Nature Boy and be able to manipulate supporters to support him like Nature Boy. You know what I'm saying? And then have all these women like Nature Boy and manipulate them like Nature Boy
Because
because
he said that
he's
himself.
still in love with Zoka.
Zoka, yes, that
Yeah.
he already said on one of his lives that he'll take in Malia and this that because I guess he wanted to love them right.
What?
Stop playing.
See,
Stop.
I've been gone for 45 days. He said what?
That he wanted to take in Malia. He said he was okay with taking in Aya and everything like that because I guess he wanted as a wife though. As a wife.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He
And
wanted to be Nature Boy so bad, and there's only one demon like Nature Boy. Don't please let's not repeat it.
somebody
Please.
said, "Are Garget's vegan restaurants in Philly successful?" I thought he had a barber shop.
He has a barbershop. The vegan restaurants that we went to, he wasn't aware of. They was not by him. He has a restaurant that's vegan all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought he had a barber shop.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
does.
think he had a. I don't think he has a restaurant.
He has a barbershop out of a home, so it's not even a real barbershop.
Yeah, he has a barbershop and he owns 2 houses, right?
Three altogether.
So have you been in all 3 of them?
Only two, not three. I was outside of one, and I really had a feeling that that's the one that's what's her name? Niza stays at.
Oh,
I have
ugh.
a feeling
Wait a
because
minute. Wait a minute. Back up. Niza stays at one of his places.
I believe so. I believe so.
Oh wow.
Up and come to find out, Niza, before the whole incident with Mariah, Niza was the one knocking and banging on the door in the middle of the night because I thought it was Mariah banging on the door in the middle of the night and then came back in the morning.
Mhm.
So the day that he went live with Mariah, when I was dating him, come to find out it was Niza.
Oh, it was in the morning time.
No, it was at night.
Oh, at night.
'Cause
Okay.
somebody on the door in the middle of the night and then again in the morning, but that's when that's on a date. The first time we was on a date, I spent the night over the house and everything like that.
Uh
And
huh.
Not Niza, but Mariah came in the morning. Um, and she
Yeah,
was at
cause he
the door. She never,
recorded her. He
right, right.
recorded her on Instagram. He just embarrassed her.
He ended up getting her car and her driving. He leaving the truck there for me to use.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh really? Oh
Right,
okay.
because his boys were still there.
Mhm.
Oh well, no, not on the date. Matter of fact, his boys went to I meet his boys until after that, like a week after that. That's when I met his boys. But
Oh,
yeah, it's a whole lot of crazy stuff going on. So I'm here to ask questions about any and everything.
I know, and I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
So when you went to go get the STD, is something you can get rid of?
Yes, thank God. Yes.
Okay, okay.
When I
That
found like later on with what the other women was saying that they had by him, I was on my knees praying to God
oh,
that
there was so
spirit.
it was a woman that told you
A couple.
you need a couple.
A
Oh
couple.
wow.
And they said he had a certain two diseases I just,
I
mentioned.
know. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Right. So I was so happy that I didn't contact those two. I
Mhm. Yeah,
contact that
cuz that you don't necessarily have to just cuz he has that doesn't mean you have to get it.
exactly. He was
But if you was with him long enough, you may have got it
exactly.
eventually. Right. So
So I was
that was
so happy.
God on your side with that.
I am
Yeah.
protected. I am so protected.
I'm trying to tell you. And see, I'm gonna tell you something. Nature Boy nor God get they don't believe in protection.
They don't.
So if you're with them, you playing Russian roulette,
But
honey.
no, we did use protection, so it wasn't like
You
I had.
did?
Yeah, we used it twice, but I have my. I'm trying to say this in a way where my walls will snatch a condom off.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
Well
after fishing it out twice, I was like, forget it. Are you playing?
they must have been real tight.
Right. He's actually large for he's very
Yeah, I could tell through a towel seam.
large.
Yeah, the towel seam because on September 1st, his mother was outside and he happened to look outside. She was coming in. He was like, "Good thing I looked. I guess looked outside because he was naked, so
Oh,
he had to go put a towel on." And he fixed the towel, and I said, "I'm married, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful." I was just like, "What the heck?" Yeah,
but
but I and
it's
this
it's worth nothing. Well, at least to me, it's worth really nothing because you don't know what you're doing with it.
ooh for real.
Yeah, but
That's a shame.
that's my
That's a shame.
opinion because that was my experience with you. But I guess everybody else go crazy over it. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think
The
it's
size,
big. It's big. Even but like you said, let's get off that. But anyways,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But
Um, some-
yes,
somebody dropped in my DMs actual porn. Am I allowed to say that of him?
mm-hmm. Huh?
Yes.
Of
Somebody
him what?
him and Isa have
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. With
yeah.
another lady, right?
No, it's just a thumbs up.
Oh wow.
Right.
Why
And
are they well, that's another thing. Why
she
is Nature Boy and this man always recording these videos? And he should already know Nature Boy is in trouble
for that.
for that, and he's still recording them and keeping them. And then if they float around, then they could be looked at as revenge P.
Exactly. But
So
I think
I don't get that.
I don't know either, and I hope it wasn't for educational because I don't want to learn none of that.
You
I
know,
don't.
come on. You know that none of that stuff is for education. That's how they just think that their own kind is stupid. When they tell us stupid stuff like that. Oh, it's for educational what is educational about that?
No, nothing. It's disgusting, but not educational.
Right. And they tell us and they're telling us that like we're slow. Like we're gonna go, yeah, that's for educational purposes. How's that what am I learning from that? And then
I,
from two men I wouldn't want to learn from because they stay with allegedly STDs. So
exactly.
how are you an educational teacher, but you're a teacher who you're always burning?
Right, and you're destroying the community you vow to protect.
Right. It doesn't make any. He was even trying to talk on September 1st when he was talking about the fruits and vegetables. He's trying to make it like you people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like some of our logic just don't make no sense. But look at what you're doing.
Right, so you're okay with the inside being healthy, but the outside can just be dirty.
Dirty, right? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then he's supposed to be he teaches class. What does he teach? I'm not understanding. What does Gargett teach? Because you
Um,
know, Nature Boy does his whatever he does for educational purposes too.
but when I saw Nature Boy back in the day, he was teaching stuff that made sense. That
Back in the day,
right, and then he took that and he just transformed that into something disgusting and evil.
yeah, he just
And now look at those things that he once was teaching like it was crap because who he is now.
yeah, yeah. Because I don't know where he went wrong, but I think he kind of had a
When he,
nervous
I guess he
breakdown.
really started getting clout, then he was like, now I gotta. So it's funny how during those times where rent was due, he started acting crazy and dancing in the rain and all that extra stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I,
he was
I
getting
noticed
evicted around that time too.
exactly because he probably wasn't making the same numbers on bingo like before. I'm sorry,
Well,
was I?
no, it was the loud noise and all the stupid stuff he was doing, like in the rain, that the
Mm-hmm.
neighbors were getting sick of him. So that's why they evicted him. It didn't have nothing to do with the rent. He was
I
paying
mean,
that rent.
that way because he wasn't making the same money because he
Oh, I get
made a
right, and it made him
right
like go kind of crazy, because I
and
mean, it was
overboard.
a couple. Right, it was a couple of times, couple of months he made about 30,000 that month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said to myself, why is this man bragging about him making a 30K a month earning? Because what's going to happen now is the same people you tell this to are going to say, well, we're helping contribute to this.
Right,
And they're going to all of a sudden not want to support you no more.
right. He don't need that money. He make 30K. So
Right.
you don't need
Right.
my
I don't even get that. They're probably going to be like, I don't even make that working.
right.
You, as y'all come in, please make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. It's free to like. Yeah, Gargett, man, and that dude is a trip. I remember when I seen him in Puerto Rico, and he thought Nature Boy was a god. I guess Nature Boy allegedly paid for the Airbnb and the rental that he had.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought that Nature Boy loves me. He was just happy, and I just said to myself, you look too much on Nature Boy as to be some type of god, and he's gonna be the downfall of you.
Oh, he definitely
He
was.
really is, because you're mimicking behind something that you shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
And know himself or who he really wants to be. Tell you the truth.
That's a sad shame.
That is like I kind of look at him as I'm no longer angry. I'm past that point because I did my healing.
Mhm.
I'm sad for him because
Mhm.
I see the slinky kid, age 14, with probably braces or no braces, eating candy and looking dirty in the corner, just waiting for somebody to recognize him and appreciate.
That's funny you said that, because he was bringing up about how there's 40-year-olds that still wearing their pants hanging and listening to the same music their kids is listening to. He was saying, what was he saying? It was called I can't think of what he was saying. But everything you're saying is freaking me out, because he's like a hypocrite.
He is.
He's smart, but he's sometimes people are so smart they're stupid. You know what I'm saying? And you understand what I'm saying, because
Like,
number one,
look smart, but not street smart.
he's not street smart, right? Exactly. He's book smart, but he's not street smart. And not only that, where would you get that disease from to give it to somebody else? Who are you messing with that's nasty in your little circle?
It, probably I'm getting back. It probably allegedly, because I don't know her.
Mm-hmm.
Niza,
Right.
right?
Cause
Oh,
she,
hmm. She tried.
she's
She also tried to confront me, but that never went well or went anywhere because she started babbling at
right, right.
the time. Um, I try to help her, but she's a lost cause. Poor baby.
You're like the second woman that Gargette was excuse me, messing with, that has said that they tried to help her, but she's just not. She's gone.
She's gone. She's so gone, and it's a shame the things she can do, the power she has that she won't tap into, doing the right thing in order to be taken care of by a man that doesn't really love you.
Yeah, and it's really disturbing when you told me that she possibly could be living in one of his homes.
Oh, definitely. Because
Oh
she
my.
talked, she kept on saying it was only, what, 4 minutes away. And I know his houses and how far they are from where I was staying, the main house where the kids be. Um, it's not that far away. His far
Mm,
house might be 15 minutes away.
wow.
So when she said she can walk there within 4 minutes, I have it was the house that I never went into, but I was
So
outside.
did she ended up getting there, or what
Well,
happened with
I
that?
knocked on the banged on the door. I
Oh
never.
yeah, that's right. You said she was banging on the
Right.
door.
I never opened door, nor he never opened door, and that's when Mariah came the morning after and banged on the door
Oh
and
my God,
um
that's
stuff
drama
like that.
after
But
drama.
my concern was because she said out of her own mouth that he allows her to do things like that.
Mariah?
No, Niza. She
Oh, okay.
allows her to, walk up in the house and confront women and stuff like that. My concern, and God once again was protecting me because I had my thing on me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Brought it back when I ended up staying with him out of respect for the kids
Right.
and plus the rules and guidelines of
So you mean to
Philadelphia.
tell me Niza tried to come up in the house and
She tried to come up in the house
wait a
and
minute, what was she saying to you? I want to hear
she,
this.
no, she didn't. Nobody answered the door. That's why I thought
Oh. But she was trying to come up in there to
she
say
said
something
she
to you.
was trying to come up in the house to, I don't know what she was doing, but the way she was knocking like she was all hype, it was not going to go good for her. Because I already,
I like the way you said it wasn't gonna go good for her.
not at all. And
Right.
how she act, and he's not the type of man to involve himself. Like I saw all this after the fact. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
did research him, it's only his crap coming up, his teaching
Right.
stuff like that. It wasn't what I know now.
Right. I get it.
So it wasn't. It was going to be somebody going to jail, and I'm not scared to smile in my mug shots. I am not.
Mm-mm.
A-
I'm trying to tell
And he
you.
doesn't intervene when it comes to. I already seen now that he doesn't intervene when it comes to the women fighting
Well,
or
he ain't no man then, because number one, you the one started all this. This
exactly.
wouldn't even
He
be
just loud
here,
winner
right? If
winner.
you, yeah, that to me, that's not a man. Yeah,
No.
I couldn't lay with no man, be with no man. This is your beef, really. You got these crazy girls trying to jump on me for what you're doing and telling them. And
Exactly.
you mean to tell me you can't get in between us so we ain't fighting like dogs? Uh-uh.
And that's what was definitely going to happen. Like
Right.
I know I saw her back then, and I already think I would hate to fight someone who has mental disabilities,
Right.
but sometimes I have to protect myself,
You have to.
and
You
I'm a
have
little
to.
scared to fight crazy people because it can go anywhere. But
Right.
I want to protect myself.
Exactly. But let me say this to you. I think the reason why he doesn't get involved with when the women are fighting over him is because it makes him feel like something. Because
Right?
I really believe he has low self-esteem.
He does.
Underneath all that macho, whatever he thinks he has going on, he's not what he cracks out to be. I think that he has just as much low self-esteem as the women that he's, attracting, that keep coming back and forth in his life. Like the girl I just showed you on Instagram with the bald head. She been in his life off and on for years. There was one point in time it looked like they lived together. It was just him and her. And I don't recall him at that time it looked like an apartment. It didn't look like a house.
It
So
probably
I
some.
don't think he had no house then. I could be
Oh,
wrong.
so that must have been way back.
That was it was way back. She
Okay.
been messing with him for a minute. I could have been wrong. They could have been inside of his kitchen. The way the angle was, it looked like an apartment. But yeah, it looked like an apartment. Didn't look like a house.
I would have to see it to like verify like
Hmm.
where exactly she
I
is.
didn't know he had three. I thought he had two houses.
It's three.
And you said so he works from home.
He works in one of the houses in the front. That's the barbershop also where Carbonation stayed when they was in Philadelphia before they moved to Atlanta.
Right.
So
Right.
he has that one, he has the main house. He well yeah, he works and he also has a job at the hospital and he
Hmm.
as a janitor.
Oh, okay.
um, and he was actually testing to sterilize equipment without any schooling. So of
Hmm.
course, when he jumped back on after only like what a couple weeks dating me, he was like, "Yeah, I have three jobs, and one I sterilize equipment in a hospital, so I should be tested. That you sterilize equipment doesn't mean you get tests. You
Right.
don't
Exactly.
you
Right.
that has nothing to do with an STD test.
You ain't sterilized.
And let's talk about it. You really a janitor."
Right. She
You
said,
you
let's talk about
sterilize the floor, not the equipment. That's two different pay.
right. No, no, those right. Listen, those are two different pay grades.
Exact
Try
two
because you
pay
get a
grade.
lot more money if you sterilizing the
The
equipment.
equipment, right, right. I was
Right.
my cousin went through that and she had to go through schooling. So you just gonna pass schooling, just take the test and not even practice how to sterilize equipment
No,
properly.
don't
Which
work
is
like
scary.
that. Nah,
Exactly.
especially not in no hospital, because they ain't gonna have no liability if somebody getting an infection behind you not sterilizing something right, and they gotta get a lawsuit
At
coming their way.
about lawsuit if you're not sterilizing the floor properly, they'll just fire
Right. They'll just fire you.
you.
But if you ain't sterilizing that doggone equipment that they use for operating and all that stuff,
Oh yeah.
honey, you gonna be in some
You can actually
trouble.
get arrested for uh under guidelines of the M word.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So you think that if he's listening to this video right now, do you think he'll go to the hospital and get
No,
himself
absolutely
tested?
not. He doesn't believe in it, and he doesn't believe in it
That's scary.
due to the fact of those two long-term STDs. He's hiding under the umbrella of spirituality and being a guru.
Let me tell you something. If he doesn't believe in going to get himself tested, there's going to be two things that are going to happen. The two H's, and you can't get rid of them. I'm let's say without, HEP, and
Mhm.
then the HIV.
Well, he already got 1 and 2 of HEP, P
What?
that I dodged. That's what I was talking about. The
Oh,
HE,
okay, 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 yeah.
those two, and ended up with
Mhm.
a bonus disease. But thank God that bonus disease I can get rid of.
Right, right. Okay. Wow. Yeah, they got to stop that.
So now
And
he's.
he
But I would love to tell the community that check your state. You can actually get somebody arrested,
Mhm.
especially if you got the HEP.
And you have it and you're giving it to people.
Exactly. And he didn't tell you, you can actually get him arrested. Now, when it comes to other diseases, it's a long process. Um, and I can say this, and you need more people type
Right.
situation
To
and,
come forward.
you know, a
Mhm.
pattern. But
Right,
with those
right.
other two, you can go straight to trial with that.
Hey lady. Yeah, and he'll be in a lot of trouble. But
Yes.
they got to stop this because see, I honestly believe, and I could be wrong. Maybe he was already living that lifestyle, and then that's why he became really close with Natureboy because they had so much in common. But I honestly, in my heart, believe that the reason why he is not getting himself cleaned up when he's getting these STDs is because he's listening to the teachings of Natureboy and
Mm-hmm.
all of that crap that Natureboy is saying that you could be healed by the food and the holistic type of life. Listen, go to the hospital. You
You have the
Natureboy
access,
had something and gave it to Malia, and they were trying to send her to a hospice. I
right?
don't believe the doctors thought she was going to make it.
I didn't think so either. Nobody
Yeah.
thought that she only
Nobody leaves out of a hospice.
right,
Once you
right,
go to a hospice, you're gonna die there.
exactly. And they didn't want her to leave, and she left early and everything.
Yeah, man. They
So
didn't
that's
want
when
her to
he really
leave.
started making her his queen and feeding her. You notice that
Yeah. Yep.
he
And
was picking up
trying
some.
to get her healthy and
He
all
was
that
he was
other stuff.
sorry. He knew if she passed away that he was be in a whole heap of trouble.
Well, that's also why he got rid of her, because he was afraid that if she was passing away because she was withering away,
Right?
like before he sent her.
She always had pains and she always hurting and stuff like that.
Yeah, but listen, before he sent her off, he was talking to the public and he said,
Mm.
"Oh, what is that smell?" She had so much infection in her body, it must have been coming from her mouth,
Wow,
her front and her back. It was coming out of everywhere.
that
When
the
her sister picked her up from, when she flew into her hometown, her sister said when she got into the car, she knew something was wrong with her sister because she had a funny smell. She said she did not take her home. She took her directly to the
I'm
hospital.
bad.
Yep.
I also remember
She saved her life, because if she would have took her home, who would have knew? She could have went to bed and passed away.
exactly.
Yeah, and I
You remember
think
when
Nature
Neytiri,
Boy knew that.
Malia smelling herself every minute? You're not supposed to smell like that. You remember when Neytiri?
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm trying
Exactly.
to.
So who knows how real like long she had that start decaying?
She was decaying. Yeah,
But
she was decaying. But
who
how
knows?
long?
So
She
back
had
then,
it for almost two
Neytiri was there
years.
the second or third time. That's when she started decaying back then.
Right. She had it for like 2 years. They already dated it back how long she had it. And Velvet, and this is not no rumor. Every time she went back home, the first thing she did, which was smart, she went to the hospital. She always had the same 4 STDs. The
The
same 4 STDs.
that
Understand that.
tells you that
And
he.
I don't want to be, I wouldn't anyways, because everybody's at peace with her family. But
Mhm.
let me tell you something. These people ain't gonna lie on her. They love her to death, and they're not gonna lie on her. They said every time she came back home, she had the same 4 STDs. And she said that Nature Boy always had a smell to him. He was walking around with that stuff. When he went to jail, I bet you he got that stuff cleared up then. And then when he had that infection in his mouth,
Mhm.
he had a broken tooth in his mouth or something like that. But when the sister talked to him, Malia's sister talked to him, she said, my sister had, an STD, and the CDC had to come in because they didn't know
What it
what
was.
what it was. And he said, "Oh, so that explains why my mouth was swollen." He figured out that he must have had an STD in his mouth. That's what with all that pus and his whole face that got swollen on one side. It was from, probably going down on her. She had whatever she had. The CDC registered in the book or whatever. But yeah, he had that infection in his mouth. So when
Did,
he went to the dentist, they give you what, penicillin or whatever when you have an infection in your mouth. So it probably got rid of it then. Whatever she had that caused his mouth to swell up, because they had to cut his gum open, and he said drain the pus and everything out.
right, right, right. Because that
I
could.
said, ooh. I said, ooh. I said that stuff must have stank. Mm. Yeah, they just live like renegades.
But of course, he's gonna get it back, especially if it came from the same people, because he's passing these
Because he's passing it around.
women been with him for years. So if he had these 4 STDs, he's going back to it. And I,
And you never hear about them. Oh yeah, we got them all cleared up. You only hear about, right. Just like now, if he's cleared up now, that's because he's in jail. They tested him. They said he had X, Y, and Z, and you got to take medication. You can't be up in here sick,
Right.
with all these things. You got because this can go around the prison. We don't know which way you go. You might
Right.
like to be with men, and then spread that around the whole jail. So yeah, it's really crazy. Their mind thought.
Oh, that just remind me. I have to keep. I have to.
Go
All right.
ahead, girl.
So there. All right. So then another. Somebody came up and talked about how they knew Nature Boy from back in the day, and they never knew Nature Boy to be a straight man.
Never.
It was a transgender woman, and she was like, I knew him always to be gay, and it was back in the days, and it
Well,
lined up.
he likes transgenders. He makes that public.
Yeah, that's true now. But before, you remember, he was arguing it down, and
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he said he used to sell it, and he used to dance, and she mentioned
Well, he worked at a gay club, when he was
right,
stripping. Yeah.
exactly, but he was selling it too, and he said a whole
Selling what?
his penis.
For real?
And yeah, and there was a pandemic that came about, AIDS pandemic, and that's when he decided to leave and become Nature Boy or Carbon Nation, no, Melanin Nation or whatever it was before.
Mm-hmm.
He left right after that when he said the group I'm sorry, she stated that the group that he was in, they all you know had HIV, not well,
No, and no, and not that they had the HEP. They
HEP.
right. He was letting them in. Long as let them know that I have that. Okay, he welcomed you. Which I still don't understand how you welcome somebody
What
even with
that
that.
she was stating that he actually, the group that he was in, they all
Well,
called.
Serenity allegedly had it.
No, but Serenity left because she Nature Boy lied on her. I remember that because she was
Mhm.
crying about it when she was leaving. That how dare you lie? And I remember that story coming out.
Mhm. There's a whole bunch of
Uh,
stuff.
it
It's a
is.
whole bunch of stuff. It's always been. I don't care. Even when he was speaking the knowledge, the unprotected sex thing and STDs, that was always there. And,
Always.
and people would, probably getting burnt then. So,
Of course.
so that was always there.
Free of the devil. He's basically using the community and spiritual to get money, and
Mhm.
he's harming people.
Yep. And don't even care. And see, you got to understand. You got to question a man who will meet a woman online, don't know her from a hole in the wall. She ain't bringing none of her doctor's papers, up to date papers that she got to check up, and you having unprotected sex with her. Then you want to kick her to the curb when you see that she ain't for you, and then you're going sleeping back with these women over here
No, but
that live in your house.
that's the difference. I showed my paperwork, but my
No,
paper.
I'm talking about with Nature Boy. He
Oh,
would meet women online, have
he didn't care.
unprotected sex, and
Yeah.
then dump them, and then go back to the women at Aya, Zoka, whoever was over there, and have unprotected sex with them. It's just sometimes I feel like these men, they try to act like they have self-esteem and they're looking for people with low self-esteem so they can take advantage of them, but they're the ones with the real low self-esteem,
Because
because
they
no one that loves themselves do that. You
they'll do
don't walk around just having unprotected sex with anybody,
that.
not knowing what they have,
Right.
unless you don't love yourself.
And that's what we have to worry about when you think about being spiritual in the spiritual community. If these men are not showing you, that paperwork, will you allow yourself to give yourself to them? So now I got to
Right.
take the whole walk, because I know the spiritual community doesn't show paperwork, but I don't have.
Yeah.
So now I
Yeah.
got
A lot of them don't show it. Why do you think, though?
exactly, exactly. They'll use that as excuse in order not to show it, to not go check themselves out and spread disease and destroy the community.
Because there's one girl right now. I, I never said nothing to her, but I always want to say something to her because as a mother, did you actually get yourself checked out? Because I was hearing, through the grapevine, she was kind of scared to go check herself out after she left Carbonation. I don't want to name drop or whatever
Right.
because
But if you're that fearful, then that's your body or your intuition telling you there's something definitely wrong.
something's wrong, exactly, and
Is that
it's really sad that you won't go check and see on yourself because you're gonna have regrets later if you just
Exactly.
let that just go on and on when you could have maybe nipped it in the bud while it was early.
Right.
So
Like it can cause you not to have kids. You can lose your life. Just
yeah, it's just real sad. And a lot of it went from spiritual journey, living off the land, doing something different than everybody else, and that was all good. But like the irresponsibleness with the how they are, with their partners,
it's scary.
it's scary. It's
It
just
really
it's
is.
it's
It is
almost like they're trying to I don't know, like a genocide, like just take people out of here or something. Like
exactly.
a it's almost like the drink the Kool-Aid thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But not the Kool-Aid, it's the sex.
It,
You got
well,
to
at least
be
they
careful with
their
that.
first coat with their own exclusive STD.
It says,
But
where
that's not
does your case
proud.
stand? It says, where does your case stand with prosecuting Gargett?
I don't know if I should say anything about that, but it stands.
Oh, you're not.
That part.
She said it stands, that part. I like the way you said that. So did you hear that, Sunfruit? She said it stands. I get it because Gargett is sneaky, and
Exactly.
and he's also one of them type of people. He'll try to beat you to the punch, even though there ain't nothing for him to, charge you with. But, whoo, child, I'm trying to tell you.
Expose myself in order to expose him, and I don't mind, you know, doing that because I'm gonna help somebody down the road. Well, at least he
Mm,
knows that not to play around. Be very careful because the next female might be the last female,
exactly. Yep.
and that goes to everybody from carbonage to all cults,
Mm-hmm.
state, tech, your city, county, whatever. You can press charges. So
Yep.
once getting these charges out there because they're burning people, burning the community,
And knowing
they'll
it.
stop, yeah, they'll stop it.
Because let me tell you what's so sick about it. They be knowing that they're burning, and but they're saying, "Well, my holistic lifestyle, the way I eat and the way I do
They didn't
this,
tell
is
me
gonna make it go away."
the fact that they didn't tell me about those other two, the fact that I was exposed to it can create a lawsuit.
Is that now?
This for exposure.
I thought about you too because when I seen that bald headed girl that was on there on September 1st, I said he's literally laying up with that chick. She gonna go home and ain't no telling how long she gonna be carrying that stuff around.
If but if she's smart, if she's
Well,
smart, she will out and then she'll be able to get one of those houses.
but if you right, exactly. But if you know your butt right, oh, I know what you about to do.
Uh, yeah,
Okay, I get
I'm
it.
about to get my 40 acres and mules
And a
simultaneously.
mute, I know that's right. You ain't playing. I know that's right. I'm trying to tell you.
I just
I
want it to
wish more
stop.
women would like you.
I really want this to stop and the spiritual community, us destroying each other.
Yep.
That's what stop.
And this is a community that you would think wouldn't be doing this. They
Yes.
they they would. We're the ones that like me. I ain't in no spiritual community or conscious community.
Okay.
I mean, I have a conscience, but I ain't into all that
The
stuff. I
community, right?
just commentate on it. But they should they should know better than me. And that's crazy. But they're running around here like renegades.
It's
They're
kind of
just doing too much.
be like, okay, use this crystal, use this spice, use this herb, but don't clean yourself out or check on yourself.
And they tell right, like Nature Boy used to tell them when you go to the hospital, especially the pregnant women, do not get blood tests. Why are you telling them not to get blood tests? Is
Oh,
it true what they allegedly are saying that you got that you can't get rid of? That's
exactly.
the only reason why you would tell somebody that if you're trying to hide something, because you've been with all of them in the camp
And switched them up. Just
with
like made
the
sure the guy.
men.
He just made sure the guys had it by giving.
Yeah, he gave it right to if
It
if,
went,
if he does in fact have it allegedly, if he allegedly has it,
oh, I'm talking about Nature Boy. I
I
mean,
know he's talking about.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
Malik
that's what I'm talking about.
Ward.
If he
So
allegedly no,
right.
if he allegedly has it, I'm talking about Nature Boy.
Oh,
He made sure everybody got that.
Oh yeah.
Whoever was there for years, yeah, he made sure that they got that, of course. And that's sad. Yeah, he made sure that they got that. And that's sad.
I
That's
wonder
sad.
the young lady, the transgender that went up there, that was supposed to be the queen or the queen for the day. Um, she get herself checked out because
I don't know. She like disappeared. I
yeah.
went on her Twitter page. I can't even remember what the Twitter page was, but she had a nerve to have the. They were in a room, Solar and him,
Mhm.
and he was, on him, on Solar. He was sitting on
Yeah, I
the
think.
transgender was sitting on the bed. Solar was standing up. Let's just put. You got to be careful because these live streams are very sensitive, and
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
algorithm.
I'm
But
trying to
yeah,
right
yeah,
words.
and he was standing up. Solar was standing up. I can't remember if anybody else was in the room, but I think it was Solar and just him. But he was sitting on the bed. Solar was standing up. Buddy ball naked.
But I looked at his face and he didn't look comfortable. Like he was okay with that. Like he had to tell himself in the mind, like this is a woman.
Well,
This
he has no other choice
exactly
because
his
Nature
loyalty
Boy.
test. Loyalty test.
Yeah, right, because Nature Boy wants to, like right now, he's in trouble. That's why Solar's trying to beat him to the punch.
Hmm.
Solar's taking him down before he takes Solar down. Because see, what he does is he tries to get stuff on them so that they don't say nothing. Because he got dirt on them too. So he makes them do all kind of stupid stuff so that if Nature Boy ever goes down, they go down with him. He always says when you dig a coffin for what do you say, a grave for one, dig a grave for two or something like that.
Exactly.
He always says that. He's
That's why
serious when
he
he says it.
got his name in order for everybody else to get in trouble. That's why them allegedly them PPP loans is in everybody's name except his.
Right,
So he
exactly.
on them in order to control them.
But you know what though? I'm gonna say this, and this is allegedly.
Hmm.
It may be in everybody's name, but I'm gonna tell you something. I believe Solar when he left, that's why he's spending like he is with him and Neytiri. He took all that money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He took all that money.
Like he was going doing his own thing and setting it up for everybody else. But he spent
He
that.
he
Took that
bought that $5,000 gaming laptop that he said if anybody want to help donate to the gaming laptop so he can make music. He got that.
what music like
Well, I'm just telling you, that's what he said. He said for music.
have
And
any
honey,
brought a
he got that.
mixtape
He
from
got
Solar?
that laptop.
Who brought a mixtape from Solar? Like for real?
Nobody.
That part.
Nobody.
That part.
That part. I think what he's doing is he's saying these things out loud to the public, making it seem like his PP whatever loan that he took back. He wants the government to know that that's what he's doing with his money. He's starting the music business
Right. Right.
to keep
Right.
himself out of jail. That's what I think it is. Trust me, there's always a method to his madness. All of their madness.
He had a studio since 2016. Right.
Yeah, yeah, right. Okay.
With no
Studio,
with no music.
right, with no music, exactly. If he had a studio, it wasn't his. Everything that when he was over there, everything that was over there was belonged to Nature Boy. Even if it was his,
It
once you
was
get over
what
there, it's
right.
now Nature Boy's. So it's a shame. Then he
Then
kills me, Gargett, talking about Gargett now. He acts like he loves his mother. I always say if a man loves their mother and respects their mother, they should respect a woman. That to me, that ain't even real. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even respect women,
that's why
but
I was cool because he was kissing on his grandma on her cheeks and he was just
he's doing
like
it to his mother on September 1st in that video because she was in the video too at the end. She was like, "Will you stop kissing on me?" But it just was so fake.
that poor woman, like her face gonna break out so bad.
Mm. And that's the first thing I was thinking. I was like, you were just laying in the bed, butterball naked with this girl. You know they must have did something in the morning, last night.
I know
You
his breath stunk and his mom was
oh,
like,
you know it.
face, please
I
get
was thinking the same thing. I was like, his breath probably stinks and everything. It says eviction is underway. What would you say or do to support the homeless carbonation woman since they were misled? Who came up just a minute ago and dropped? You can come back up. What am I gonna do? Tell them to go to a shelter because they shouldn't have let themselves stay in that situation for that long.
Or go home.
That's what I would do.
Go home.
Go home. Right, I would say go home first.
Go home.
Shelter. I don't recommend nobody going to a shelter. So let me erase that because I wouldn't even want to be in a shelter. So I can't even say for them to go into a shelter. But I feel like if you don't want to go home to your family, you feel like they can't relate to you, then sometimes you gotta put on your big
Yeah.
girl panties and go to a shelter because that you ain't got no money to go nowhere else. Only
Right.
thing you get is food stamps.
And right. And go on the system, the one that you bash everybody about. You know.
Exactly. Somebody just came up here and I just noticed it like at the last minute and they dropped. I don't want no one to think I'm ignoring them. I just noticed that you were even down there. I don't even know who it was.
So
I
I'll also
just seen the picture.
join you remember Donna?
Donna.
Girl from Georgia.
Oh yeah. She cut her hair, her braids out. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she told her
She
story.
she contacted me because she wanted me to take down all the videos I did of her.
Right, because she said she was embarrassed and everything
So
else.
I took them down because I don't want no woman to ever feel degraded,
Right.
especially not from me. So it was about 10 videos. I just took them all down.
That's beautiful. I'm so happy that
Yeah.
because most people wouldn't.
Yeah. So I that's not me. That's not my heart. You know,
I
you
could
got
tell
some, you got to sometimes put yourself in other people's
other people.
shoes, and it's not about money all the time. And I'm not an exposed channel. I do commentary. That's why I use the word allegedly or in my
Right.
opinion, because I
Okay.
don't want to ever drag somebody, and I'm not there. I don't live with them. I can't touch them in the flesh. I can only talk about what I see and see with my own two eyes and hear come out of their mouth. It was me, love. I didn't mean to. Okay, sweetie. All right. I didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. All right. Thank you for letting me know. But yeah, so I'm just not. A lot of channel holders will do anything because they want the views and they want people to be popular. They want to be popular, and I'm not doing all that. I'll stay a boring channel holder where I don't like cussing on my channel, and I stopped playing like all the videos because that's copyright. I
Hmm.
started like trying to appease everybody. Okay, I won't talk. I'll play the video, and then I started saying you're losing yourself. This ain't
Right.
commentary. And right. And then, you're going to mess around, get demonetized, or your channel getting taken because you're copywriting. You're just putting up the video. It's on about 100 other people's channels, and you sitting up there trying to appease people that don't like you, or it don't matter what you do, they're still going to not like you or complain. And you putting up the video, messing up your channel. So I took them all down.
Okay.
Make
That's
sure y'all hit the like button, please. Come on, let's get them likes up. So I took them all down and stuff. But it's just really sad, man. I'm telling you.
and
I
my gosh,
huh.
it's draining. The whole situation is draining. Everybody's trying to be the new nature boy, it seems like.
And I don't know why, cause you see where he's at. You
Exactly.
see where he's at. But
Why
I
would you
guess
throw him right into jail?
yeah, it's sad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, if you like it, I love it. It's an old saying. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'm gonna get up off here. Only stay on here an hour. It's my first day back, and I'm tired. I ate my little steak, and I had made some what is it, kale? I made it like cabbage. I mean, like collard greens. I cooked them down, and girl, them things are saying something. I might get me a
That's
little, just
I,
a little bit, cause it's kind of late, and I like to stop eating after 6. But
you don't get hungry after that?
huh?
You don't get hungry after that? After 6?
Nope, because I'm it's discipline. But
Mm,
today I'm hungry. Today I'm just hungry, and I'm gonna probably eat the rest of my steak that I have left because I only ate half of it, and eat a little bit more of those the kale that I cooked.
That sounds
I
good.
cooked it down just like how you cook down collard greens, the soul food way. Girl, them things are saying something. I made them yesterday. So I'll be eating off them all week because I made a whole big pot of them. Yep.